Hello out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the bench. Today we're going to go over panel lining alternatives to the traditional Tamiya enamels. Because it's an enamel, it causes some people trouble. It wreaks a little bit of havoc, particularly when you have to use the thinners and to clean off the panel lines. It ends up removing some of the paint and or destroying some of the plastic. I use Zippo fluid, lighter fluid, when I remove my panel lines when using an enamel, but you really need the piece to be thoroughly clear coated and hardened and ready to go, and it causes people a lot of trouble. It hasn't for me that much, so I always answer people back. I haven't had many troubles, and I'm going to show you why. Just before I moved into the home I shoot these videos, and now I had a lot of stuff packed up, and I was still building, but I didn't have my air booth and my airbrush set up. It was already packed up to move. So I was building this guy in the kitchen table, this real grade, and he is loaded with panel lines, as you can see. And this is directly on the plastic with using the Tamiya, and I actually applied it. Hold on, let me show you how I applied this. Right here. With a calligraphy pen. I just dipped it and just tapped, and it all flowed really, really well. I didn't have to clean too much up, you know, but look at the lines in this thing. And what happened was I let it dry after cleaning it, you know, with your Q-tips, cotton swabs, and then I clear coated it with Tamiya dull coat in the spray can. So that's, look at the lines, look at the detail on this guy. And this is really a straight build, just panel lined and dull coated. And you know, minor details that I could do with my hand painting, and really makes the whole difference, those panel lines. So it's such an important part of building these. But I think it's time to go over to an acrylic alternative. I think particularly, you know, if you want to know if it's going to be dangerous or solvent, just look for a flame. You always look for a flame logo in there. That's telling you it's a solvent base, it's flammable. I believe Tamiya does not put that on theirs, even though it says extremely flammable right here, but they didn't put the logo for some reason. It's the only one without a logo, but they usually will have it. Now, when you take these other panel line washers, you won't see a logo at all. These are pure acrylics, all of them, meaning water-based, no solvent in them at all. And these are some of the more popular ones. Vallejo, obviously, Model Wash. These come in a ton of colors. I took black because I'm going to use black for this test, but they have shaker balls in them. It's a nice size container. It's got a dropper bottle. So these are pretty good. And these come in all kinds of colors, grays, all kinds of colors. And they also offer this game ink, which you can also use. Probably close to being the same formula, just a little thicker, I think. Ultimate makes their weathering wash. This is a clay-based, yep, non-toxic clay-based wash. And this is in a nice big bottle also with the shakers in it. This comes in several colors too, sand and whatnot. Citadel makes what they call shading Nuln Oil. This is a very, very thin. This is mainly to put shadows in stuff as opposed to panel lining. So like this hand, you would dab it. You probably don't even have to wipe it off, because as it seeks its crevices, it will just give a little bit to the top surfaces, and you won't even see it practically, just where it ends up settling in. A lot of times you don't have to even wipe these off at all. You can just dab it and let it dry. But I'm going to show a couple of alternatives, mainly a cheap alternative. This is $1.50. This is the acrylic craft paint you can get at Walmart or wherever you guys, whatever craft stores you got near you. They sell them everywhere. I even think my Target, every store I go in has these. This is an acrylic ink. Comes in a dropper bottle. It's a little trickier to work with, but the colors these come in are really nice, and they have a nice pigment. They come in reds. This is a sepia, a brownish tone, which is great for rust. I'll show you that in a second. Move my cups out of the way here. And then you can really take any acrylic paint, Take it, you know, these are all dark, pure black. I chose blacks just for this test. This is Black Intense Colors. This is their ink lineup. It's a little thinner. Ink colors. This is Carbon Black, obviously. This is my Pro Acryl Transparent Black. Even this Gloss Black primer I've used. This is an acrylic polyurethane. Really good stuff. Nice size bottle. Again, the same size as the wash bottle. But if you only have this primer, you know, you thin this out a little bit with their airbrush thinner or even some water, and you're good to go. You can't thin it too much. You're going to lose the viscosity of it all. But sometimes you don't even have to thin it a lot, just so when you wipe it, you're going to remove the excess. You know, the whole thing comes down to the wiping of it. Now I'm going to show you this techniques in these washes over enamels. Here's an orange I am testing for my lineup. This is an enamel. I sprayed a couple pieces with that. This is, if you guys watched one of my old videos from a couple weeks ago, my Mecha Empire. This is my new lineup of paints. This is bright aluminum metallic and enamel, so you guys know. So I airbrushed these. These are ready to go. See, they got a nice couple of markings in them to show you how good it works. This is just over regular plastic. These are just a couple hands. Show you on different surfaces. I spray canned TS30 Silver Leaf. This is Tamiya. We got some nice crevices here. These are not indented panel lines, so we can't use these. Really old junky kit. The newer kits have nice panel lines that are engraved, kind of like where these rudders, these engraves here are on the flaps. So I'll show you on that. Here is another piece sprayed with this nice round shield from a Gundam Leo. Really nice round panel line there. I got these. This is from I don't even know what kit this is from. I have some scrap kits I use for pieces, but let's see if you guys can see the groove lines here. See all the lines in there, like little vents? We'll test that out too. That's pretty fine, really fine details there. But anyway, we could start with the basics. You're gonna need, I like to use hot water. I have a bunch of these containers and I will label them if I have an acrylic, if I have a lacquer, so I know what's in it. You know, I keep the lacquers for when I'm cleaning my airbrush, so I know, and I use these when I'm using acrylics, so I don't get them mixed up and there's no residue left over in the water. It's good to just label them. I got these letters, I think, at a craft store, and I just stuck them on there. But you can use any thinner you want that corresponds to the brand. Even a universal thinner. I use my own thinner. This is the Revell. This is Ultimate Airbrush Thinner. This is the company out of Britain, UK actually. They ship quickly. I live in America, and they shipped really fast. I think it came in a week. I bought a couple of their products. Testers, Universal Acrylic Thinner. AK 3rd Gen Acrylic Thinner. Ammo by MIG Acrylic Thinner. You can even use alcohol on most of these if you have rubbing alcohol. But to keep everything a pure water base, we can go with these. This is windshield washer fluid. You can actually use that too, but when you use this, because that's how we're going to thin that there. Anyway, we're going to go over just some of the basics here. And the techniques we're going to use here, you can use on any of these. If you want to use an existing acrylic paint that you have, thin it out and just do the same thing we're about to do. I've shaken these off camera so we don't go nuts shaking them on camera. That's my tin. These are pretty much, look how thin those are. These are pre-thin. Now you can use a brush. As I said, if you dip it in the pot, you can use a calligraphy pen if you want to. You can use an old, these are craft store junky brushes that I will randomly pick up every now and then. You get a box of them. I mean, a nice bag full of them for like $5. So we're just going to load this up. You can get sloppy, which is the point of this video. I want to show you. And we're going to also, not going to let it dry all the way. Some you can let dry all the way. They actually recommend Ultimate dries all the way. All right. I am going to lay this flat so I can work on it. Let's see what we can do for you guys here if I can zoom this in. We're doing this all in real time, guys, on the fly. There you go. Not used to the brush. I'm used to using the pen, you know, the calligraphy pen. There you go, nice and sloppy, just to show you that it'll all clean off. We'll go in here now with this this vent piece from one of my random Gundam kits here. There you go. So that's that. All right, now clean your brush. Keep a separate cup for the brush. Warm water in there too, and that's it. Clean off your brush, keep it dry. We're going to use it in a second. Now, if you want to speed dry this, you can use the dehydrator that I use. Let's pull this out a little bit. You can use a dehydrator, or you can do what I do. Don't want to drift too far from the microphone, and that is keep your airbrush on low. And I could just dry this off. You see it blowing around on there. And that's it. Alright, now we're going to go ahead. Let's come back in here. Get some warm water. Now, I like these cotton swabs a lot. These are made for gun cleaning. They're a very fine, woven, tight, you know, fabric here. Let's see. Because you don't want it messing up, I guess, the mechanisms of your gun, your pistols. And they're great. That's why they're long, so you can get into the barrels, I'm guessing. But we're just going to dip it quick. I spilled some water. Good thing it's just water. Take off the excess. You don't have to load it up. Now, you can have both ends ready. So I like to flip it around and get the other side wet, too. So I'm going to do this in one shot. And do a rolling motion. Meaning, see my fingers? And I'm going to roll as I'm going to start removing. Let's get my hands under the hair, guys. All right, here we go. Now you're going to start to load up. You're going to have to pick a spot where there's not much paint to get the process rolling here. Alright, cut a lot of it off. Now I'm going to flip it over on the other side. And it just comes right off. There's no problem. You're not losing any paint. Being an enamel. And that's it. Now you can let it dry further. You can come in a little tighter. I pulled a little bit too much out of this one. You can just go right back in. And let me get the brush again. Reapply. It's kind of goof-proof. It's kind of foolproof. Yeah. And a lot of times when I wanted more definition, I would do it twice. I would come in and do it twice. It's so much darker now. I got this square. And you want the line a little dark, you can come in twice. I don't know if I can get the camera to focus on it. I got this little piece of cardboard for you guys. There you go. Look at that. How nice. Look at that. Nice and sharp. That's the Vallejo wash. This in the tin being an acrylic. Washes right out in the sink. Perfect. No problem. Now, let's try something else. Let's try this ultimate wash. Going to do the same thing. Let's get some out of here into here. All right. This is dark dirt. Now with this is made to go over tanks and aircraft, and that's kind of what they made the product for. Let me get a bigger brush so I can kind of show you what they want you to do here. Even this brush might be too small. You know, you're just gonna And they actually recommend you airbrush. Sorry guys, getting off camera. And they want it to, they would like for this to fully dry, this brand, before you actually go in. And what we'll do is we will actually do the airbrush drying trick. Alright, here's a little bit here, a little bit here. We'll put that aside. Alright, we'll let that dry. Alright, clean off your brush. Quick. This stuff is so thin, it cleans right off the brush without even trying. Alright, we'll let this dry. You can also use the airbrush trick. I'll let it dry for a second as we'll try and move on to something else. While that dries, let's pull this out a little bit. Okay, now with this, we are going to take a coffee stirrer, another one of these. Now watch how thick this stuff is. You can't get thicker than that. It's like cake frosting, right? And we're going to thin this out. And you really want to get your money's worth. I guess $1.50 for this. I'm going to quadruple what we're going to use. Now, if you watch my older video on airbrushing craft paint, if you haven't, check it out. This is windshield washer fluid for your car. It's the perfect thinner for these thick craft paints. It just works good every time. Now, the positive with this is price, and there's a boatload of colors to choose from. And you can probably get it anywhere. If you don't have a hobby shop, a model type hobby shop in your area, I'm sure there's a craft store. Alright, let me get that out. Alright guys, let's try this. Same idea. We'll use this. We'll cover this one up. Again, I'm just giving you guys, I'm showing you all the alternatives and how to use them. Alright, there's that. Let's try one of these hands. You don't have to get super detailed here. We're just going to splash it around the hand here. Let it dry, and then we're going to wipe it off. Alright, that's good. Alright, let's try it on this enamel piece. I can definitely see a panel line here, so we're just going to go in and get that panel line right around there. I can load up all these other ones, but that should do it. Alright, now for drying it, let me clean off this brush. Alright, put the brush back. Okay, now you can go ahead and speed dry it, I guess. As long as it's dried in the grooves, you could proceed. And this stuff dries really fast. And then the windshield washer fluid has a touch of the cleaning fluid in it. That's the stuff for the car. It's pretty watered down, so it's not going to damage anything. But it does help accelerate the drying of the acrylic. All right, let's see how this one is dried. All right. We will start with our cotton swab. 1, 2. Dunk it. You want to remove the excess. You can actually do it with a paper towel too. All right. Let's try the first one we did with the Vallejo. Tough to get in here. I should have cut this piece out. You can come in and clean that up. And we'll do both. Then I'll hold it up to the camera. Let's do both. All right. Here we go. There's your details. I can get in. You know, I can get a little better at that. You know, it actually will come out better when it's dry. Then you can really drag heavily across it. There you go. And that was the cheap stuff. Actually, let's try it on this. Let's get another cotton swab. Dunked in water. Let's see what we get. All right, this isn't working. So, because we use that, we're going to go ahead with alcohol. Sorry guys, I'm off camera. Sorry guys. Yep, the rubbing alcohol works with this. All right, so when removing, I guess we could have tried it on here, the rubbing alcohol too. Oh yeah. Yep. I would just go ahead and use the windshield washer fluid if you're going to go this route. Still good results. Put this aside. And let's try this ink. Now shake this up. This has its own built-in eyedropper. We are just going to take some and drop it right here. Didn't even need that much because I'm going to do a little bit of streaking here on these windows. See this window right here? Let's show you this as an example. All right, we're going to take this. And we're just going to come in. I'm going to streak like this. There you go. All right. Now this is a little bit, I'd say a little bit more stronger than the others because just for the characteristics of an ink, even though it is still an acrylic. All right. Let's clean off the brush. It is heavy pigmented stuff, boy. That is beautiful material right there. All right, so now here we go. We're going to dunk a swab. Here we go. Now you're going to pull a lot of this off, but the effect of streaking from the window is awesome. And this being a sepia tone, it looks like rust. There it is. See, I like to pull it out. Now see, it looks like the plane. Yeah, and it's just pulling off of the window. And I can take all of this off if I want. See this a little bit? If it's too dark there, just come in, you know, work with it. But I wanted to keep it heavy around the window and then streak lighter as it comes away from it. This is the same idea of doing, say, the top of a Gunpla leg, and you want the rust to drip down. Same idea. So you just apply it to anything vertical, pull it down. So great color, the sepia tone. It's got a really nice rust color look to it. And it just looks like the wind's blowing it that way. So that is this ink. Another option. Let me move this cup out of the way. And what were we going to do here? Okay, this is the painted surface. And with this, I'm going to show you my markers. I have Molotow markers. Hold on, guys. I got to reach for my markers. Here they are, right in front of me. See this? Now, this is a great set of Molotows. This isn't chrome. It's black. Black liner. Permanent. And then look at the sizes. This is what makes this. 0.5 millimeter, 0.1 millimeter, 0.2, and 0.4, all the way up. So, choose your size according to what you're going to mark up. I've had a little bit of trouble with these going on the first shot. I'll show you what I mean. Here, I'll even use this orange piece here. Now we want to put an outline in here. We're going to come into the edge. You're just going to go around. Now with these are also water-based, and I would use alcohol to clean these up. Actually, I would water down the alcohol. These are water-based. Yeah. I like these because you can choose the size. You know, not as efficient. You're not going to get in every spot with this with a marker. You're just not. You have to really do the touch and flow, you know, system. My Gundam is falling apart here. You know, you have to do that. They call it a touch and flow, where you touch the paint down and it just flows through all the gaps. Let's go ahead and try this. Yeah, see with this, it takes me several lines to get it going, and I found myself sometimes pulling the paint down just from dragging. So, not bad, but you know, not great either. But that's panel liners from Molotov. These are white marker pens. Now this is a reverse system. Being white and a thick tip, you can do different things with this. And what I did was I was sitting here fooling around with this, and I ended up marking, check this out, all the edges on this shield. You know, and the star goes in the middle, and you have a unique looking, something completely different looking. If you know, almost that animated look where you outline everything, only it's in reverse. These are great pens, and but this you're gonna have to go on the side. But again, it's a different look altogether. You could have, you know, if you mess up, it wipes right off. And these are water-based too. That's why I'm showing you these. And look at that nice outline. Isn't that great? It's a color. This red is a color I'm testing for my lineup, my paint lineup. Look at that. So that's unique. So that's another system you guys can use. I'll put the links below for all these, the Molotov and these pens. And that's pretty much it. Let's go back and look at this one. Let's finish this guy off. Let's go ahead and use the paper towel method the company actually recommends. Let's see how that works. Okay, you want to get a lot of the excess off. And with a plane too, I like to pull everything in one way, which would be this way, the way the wind would flow. Now you need to keep flipping. Yeah, this one has to fully dry. Can you see what happened? It pulled all the paint off because I didn't let it fully dry. So this needs to fully dry. That's why they recommend airbrushing it on. You know. Yeah, it has to be airbrushed on. It has nice streaking though. It would look great. You know, let me airbrush this on. Let me come right back, guys. Alright guys, I went and airbrushed it. I'm letting it dry in my dehydrator, so let's go ahead and try the final one in my original lineup here. And that is the Citadel shade Nuln Oil. Now with this one, I would use this if I'm not going to clean up. You can clean up a little bit, but it dries so translucent. It leaves a nice shadowing effect leading up to the panel line. And so just dip your brush, get your fine brush. You know, you're going to go into these lines. It'll find its way. It's very thin. And just see how I'm dragging it across. And I think this one I would let fully dry. And if there's any shadow you're not crazy about, but even the little excess dries almost a translucent. I mean, you could wipe it off any point. It's a very thin. But some of the effect I've seen is really nice. It leaves like a shadowing effect. You don't even have to use water with this. It'll just wipe right up. And with streaks, I would pull it this way and get that streaking effect. Look at that. So you get a lot of uses out of this one too, particularly the streaking and the shadowing, more so than just panel lining. So this is a kind of a multi-purpose, and these come in multiple colors also. So a decent product. Not crazy about Citadel paints overall. It doesn't work in the field too much that I work with. I'm not even crazy about the airbrush paints. But I do like this. This wash, it is a nice wash. Now the other companies out there, Ammo by MIG. Now be careful because Ammo, all their stuff's acrylic until you get to this. And there's the word. Enamel. If I can get this to focus for you guys. That's an enamel. And it has its own thinner made just for that. Hold on. I'll show you. Well, there you go. Enamel odorless thinner. It's made just to clean off the panel lines. AK. All their stuff's acrylic. Till you get to this one. Enamel. So, know what you're looking at. Always look for the flaming logo here and an exclamation point. That'll let you guys know that it's a caustic material. It's a solvent based. All right, guys. Let me pause the camera. Let me go get the ultimate wash that I just airbrushed. I did the other wing, and we'll see how that comes out, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, guys. I'm going to wet down a paper towel. I'm going to use their thinner. Why not? I've already started a little bit, and I do like the results because I can, particularly for aircraft, you can get these nice streaks, and you can really just wipe it all away. But look how it sticks around the panel lines of the aircraft. And if you get dirty, you got to make sure you keep shifting the paper towel to a new clean side, because this will all come off, all of it, if you want. See, if I just wipe it this way, I'll lose all of it. It all stays in the cracks. But I like what it did here. And I have several aircraft kits I'll be working on over the winter, and this is a terrific effect. Look at that. The lighting's in the way. Isn't that awesome? You see all the rivets now? Fantastic. Really good. And this also comes in several colors. And they all work a little differently, which is kind of unique. But I showed this wide variety because I wanted to show you guys different types come from different parts of the world. So if you're having trouble getting one, you can go out and get the other. This you can get anywhere. You know, thin it. As I said in my old video with windshield washer fluid. Matter of fact, use that when you go to clean off the parts. You can also use the markers, which we use here. This is the craft store paint here. So we have run the gamut to show you guys all different stuff to use, all different varieties. We never wiped off this hand. Let's wipe this hand off. Let me get a towel. All right, guys. Oh, bumping the camera. Don't bump the camera. Let's go ahead and keep trying this ultimate airbrush thinner. It seems to be working good for me. All right. Do both sides so we're prepared. This hand is pretty heavy. Oh yeah, there it goes. There she goes. Now this is fully dried. As you've seen this piece sitting here for quite a bit. You're gonna have to change sides, obviously, with the swab. Oh yeah, look at that. Hard to get into detail. The position I am with the camera. I'm not prepped for this building stuff yet, but we're working on it. Check that out. So that's it. That's my overview for you guys on panel line washes that are not a solvent, that are not enamel. And if you switch to one or two of these, you won't have any problem. You can do any piece you want. These are enamels. This is an enamel orange. We did the other piece. Where is that piece? Where is he? And oh, here it is. This is enamel. This is my new Mecha Empire paints. These are enamels. So that's the purpose. You don't have to worry about what you're using if you just switch over to an acrylic panel liner or wash, model wash. And that's it. I threw a few ringers in there with the markers, but I wanted to show you everything because these markers are actually water-based. You know? Water-based. And so is the Molotov. That's a water-based too. And between takes I've been using, I gotta show you guys all the proper products here. Let me pan out. There we go. This Fast Orange, really good. I mean, I wash my hands between takes, getting all the black ink. I don't want to get it on other pieces while we're working on them. And look at my hands. This is just soap and a shot of this stuff. And believe me, this stuff was less than 10 bucks. I think I'm going on a year. It's still about this full. So for like $8 or whatever this thing costs, 10 bucks, it's just a must-have in your hobby room. At least on the sink that's nearby your hobby room. And that's it. I'll be giving away the kit this week. Let me get the kit to show you. Alright, we're giving away this Gundam Breaker Battlelog 00 Command Quan T. I do like the Quan T. This is a cool looking kit. Look at that. And I got 2 more kits, I think at least. Yeah, 2 more kits in the Battlelog lineup that just came out. I'll be giving those away. We'll the video after this, I'll have a giveaway in that. And a lot of people ask about these tins. See these tins? Let me see. I got them here to show you. Here they are. How's that? $4.99. Hobby Lobby had these. This is their brand, I think. That's why there's no real brand on it. Yeah, these are from Hobby Lobby. I built up a little bit of a collection of them. Somebody had 4. I think it was a 4 count. I'll put links below. These actually come with paint stirrers too, which is kind of nice too. Maybe I'll give these away. Maybe I'll give this set away in the next video. Maybe I'll do that. I'll give it away with the Gundam kit in the next video. I'll do that. But I will put a link to the cups below for you guys. And that's it. If you haven't already seen my video on my new paint lineup, please go watch it, Mecha Empire. It's been a rousing success. I want to thank you guys. It really sold out fast, the first set, and we're already working on their second batches to get out to you guys. Just for a quick rundown, here is the box. Put that back in. There's the box set of all 10 colors, anodized aluminum colors, and they all ship in this beautiful little box. All right. So I'll put a link below for that. It's at MCW website. I'll put the link directly to the page with these paints on it so you guys can order it. And we do ship worldwide. If you're living in another country besides the U.S., we will ship to you. And I want to let you guys know, Christmas is coming up. I'm going to try and get the video up before Christmas. I'm going to do an overview of my airbrushes. And hope you guys pick out the proper airbrush. And I get a lot of requests for that. So I'm going to go ahead and put up a video on that. And I want to wish you guys Merry Christmas. If I don't get that up in time, it's been a wild ride this year. It's been really, really fun, and you guys have really made this worthwhile. And I have a lot more tests to come up. I have all new paints coming out for my paint lineup. Working on the standard colors like bright reds like this, and a bunch of colored metallics. Really nice stuff, and that's going to be coming out very soon. You'll be able to order those individually instead of in the sets. And that's the goal for that. And then after that, I got some airbrush paints coming out. So we have a whole system going on here, guys, behind the scenes. We're working hard for you guys. And anyway, thanks a lot for watching the video. Like it if you haven't already. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because I have a lot more to go to test. Even really random tests. Like this is revitalizing fluid to bring back your paints, your solvent paints. So I got some paints that were dried up, and I looked into it, and this comes highly recommended. It's not just thinner. It actually reconstitutes the paint. So I'll be doing a quick video on that because I'm interested in that myself. So we'll be experimenting and putting that up soon. Anyway, guys, please subscribe if you haven't already. And if I don't see you guys, which I technically don't see you, before Christmas, I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas now to you and your families out there. And but you're going to get a double wishing if I get my video up in time, my airbrush video before the end of the week, before Christmas, which I hope to do. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and have a great day.